What's up, YouTube? My name is Brock Hewitt. For those of you who don't know me, I do music for film and reflection, and you can check out my stuff on Spotify and all the main streaming sites. I'll put all the links in the description to my music so you guys can check that out. So this is actually really special for me. I wanted to actually start doing tutorial videos on just some of the projects that I've been working on, as far as, you know, films and animations, and also like original music for my artist project as well. And a lot of the music's very kind of like emotional soundtrack, ambient kind of film score stuff. I try to dabble with like a lot of different genres and try to mix it up to you know, come up with some new unique styles and things that hopefully haven't been done before. So if you guys want to join me for the ride on YouTube, that's going to be awesome. I'm really pumped to start growing the channel and growing the audience on YouTube, because I haven't really focused on it too much in the past. And but yeah, basically today I want to start with kind of taking apart a project that I had been working on with my buddy MajorLink, who you guys might know does a lot of the Zelda animations on YouTube. I've been doing his music and kind of taking apart the themes from Zelda and kind of applying them kind of in a new way, really kind of emotional, Hollywood-ish. Well, trying to be Hollywood anyway, not even close yet, but trying to kind of do that kind of emotional film score kind of vibe. And MajorLink writes some really good adaptations of the Zelda stories, and his animation is awesome and only getting better. So if you like his stuff or like the sound of it, I'll put the link in the description for his channel. Definitely go check out his animations. What I want to do today is actually, he has a video called Twilight Shadow Part 2, and I want to take apart one of the themes that I wrote, which is based on one of the main themes from The Legend of Zelda, from Twilight Princess. And again, I don't own any of this music, so all of the copyrights and stuff obviously goes to the composers, the amazing composers who originally wrote all this stuff. So basically, I want to just take apart this one cue from Twilight Shadow Part 2. Again, if you haven't seen the video, go check it out. I'm not going to do too much talking about story because I don't want to spoil anything as best I can. But this cue in particular, it kind of happens about halfway through Twilight Shadow Part 2, and it's this one theme that leads up to this huge battle sequence where Link is in a battle, and I want to kind of show you guys as far some of the instrumentation, stuff like that. What kind of went into it, instrument wise, orchestration, what treatments I kind of did to the themes, and how I kind of changed up the harmonies and stuff like that to make it kind of new and fresh for this project. So what I'll do is I'll play the cue. It's about what is it, like a minute and a half, 2-minute cue, I think. I'll play that in really good quality so you guys can hear it, how it actually sounds. And then what I'll do is I'll just be talking over, kind of going through some of the orchestration and instrumentation after the fact. So let's just play it first, and you guys can take a listen. So this cue is called Acts of Courage. So let me get this going here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that is the full cue. Again, it's called Acts of Courage if you want to check it out. And definitely check out MajorLink's animation for this. It's really, really cool. So, I don't want to tell too much about the story because I want you guys to go watch the video. But it is obviously a big kind of action battle kind of sounding thing. So, I want to kind of take apart what I did here. As far as instrumentation right off the top, as we can hear, we kind of have this kind of droney stuff happening. So let's take a look at this. So I kind of have this drone going on. What I used for this was actually, if you guys know, or if you don't know, you should check it out. It's the Free Angels library. I think it's from 8Dio. It's a sample instrument there. And let me see if I can play it here for you. So let's see. Just this thing here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so it's just kind of like a really like ethereal kind of sounding thing here. I'll solo it so you can hear it just by itself. Right, so really kind of like ambient, atmospheric thing happening. It's just droning as well, I believe on an E flat. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, so it's just a drone like that. Really like airy, kind of sets the tone. And then I actually have the Spitfire Orchestral Swarm. I think they're on the Tenuto. Actually, no, the Whisper Swarm, Clarinet Whisper Swarm, as well as the Tenuto. Actually, they might both be Whisper Swarms. The Woodwinds. Let's check this. Yeah, so this is basically, they're just kind of droning on a like a really like suspended chord. Let me see if I can find it. I did this a while ago, so if I can't remember how to play half of the stuff, don't be alarmed, because it was a while ago when I wrote it. So let me see what I got here, though. I think it was something like this. It was like a really like, it was like a cluster chord. So like literally E flat, F, G, A flat, B. And it just kind of drones like that. Yeah, so that was that. And it kind of added a cool layering effect when you play it with that other drone. Something like this. Then what I did was I had my buddy Reed, who's an awesome violin player. You guys can follow him on Instagram. I'll put his handle in the description as well. He plays on a lot of my stuff, so if you like his playing, you can find it on a lot of different tracks as well. So I had him actually just kind of play a really soft, really like emotive version of the Courage theme from Twilight Princess, and yeah, so it's like this. Really like free kind of timing. I had the winds doing like a little bit of like some low chord kind of things as well, but really subtle. Really subtle stuff. So it kind of sits in that kind of atmospheric, that kind of tone for a little bit. And then we get to this huge point where everything else comes in. And so that's when the battle really starts. And it kind of all builds up to that. So I actually have, here, I'll play a little forward here. Yeah, so it doesn't go crazy like that, but let's see. So I have some brass that come in as well. So this is actually also from the Spitfire Orchestral Swarm library. the brass is actually really, really good in it. It's really hard to find well-sampled brass because it's just hard to make it to make it human. And I honestly don't think I did the best job, but it was pretty good. And I layered it with East-West's French horns as well. 6 French horns, cranked it through some reverb. It's pretty soft, but it does the job. I need to find a French horn player though, so hopefully I can do that soon. But yeah, just like kind of building into this huge part. Yeah, so that's what that is. Yeah, let me just sort this latency thing here. Okay, I think we're back there. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it gets into this huge orchestral version of it, and I have a lot of different instruments going on. So I have, as soon as the brass kind of swells like that, the choir actually comes in, like a boys' choir like this. So it's kind of like they're kind of acting. One's playing the melody line, and then another one repeats it, and then another one repeats it. It's kind of like these kind of rounds, like call and response. And I had the choirs doing that because I think of what I did with the brass and the strings. So let's listen to just the violins and viola, as well as the brass, and you can hear what I'm talking about with the melody. So basically, yeah, let's see if I can play that in. Yeah, so something like that. Kind of takes the Courage theme, and then I kind of add and change some things to make it a little bit different. So yeah, basically I got the violin ones playing the high line, violin twos are playing the octave lower. Then I have violas. I think it's actually 3 octaves. Yeah, violas are playing same line. So you have so violin ones, twos, and violas playing the same line, 3 octaves spread apart. Then you have the French horns coming in and playing it like this. So they kind of are playing the opposite line, and again, it's kind of like that call and response kind of rounds. So yeah, definitely some clashing notes, but it kind of gives it a cool feel. And then basically I have my low cello, so I'll just play the strings here. Let me isolate that. Strings, all the strings. Let's get that going. And I always have my buddy Reed layering. I just layer a solo violin, crank it through reverb, layer it with the sample libraries. Right, so what do I got as far as cellos? Let's see what's good here. I have a couple things going on. Let's see what octave we got. So they're just kind of playing a divisi line, which is just a divided line. We got a low line as well as a high line for the cello section. So it's kind of like that. So basically, they're just playing the chords. We got the basses playing the roots. So it's basically an A flat, B flat, C minor, B flat, first inversion, then E flat major. So actually, I don't think it does that last part, but that could be cool though. Maybe I'll use it for the next one. Yeah. Anyway, so cellos are pretty basic. When I'm using sampled cellos, it's hard with any sampled string instrument. It's really hard to do like really fast lines. That's why I always get my buddy Reed to layer on violin 1, violin 2, and even viola, if we can. And then cellos, if I know I don't have a cello player, then I'm gonna kind of just write more of that kind of padded style, Hans Zimmer kind of really big, beefy cello stuff. Definitely Divisi line, and this voicing is classic for that kind of Hans Zimmer film scores kind of stuff. Let me get that out. So it's basically just, so if it's an A flat, then I got E flat on the bottom and then C. So basically just sixths like the whole time. And then we got the roots on the bottom. The basses are ripping the roots. Then we have our violin 1, 2, and violas spread across the 3 octaves with the melody, horns that are kind of playing that call and response. Then we got the cellos and basses ripping the chords. I also have percussion in here, as well as this huge synth that I always use that is a really nice synth. Kind of like this bell-like kind of, almost like heavenly, like different level organ kind of sounding thing that I kind of, I like to layer different synths and kind of make some cool sounds. So yeah, that I really like playing that. Just like beefing up the cellos, beefing up that kind of stuff. It's really key. A lot of the Hollywood guys, like when they're writing for strings, they'll a lot of times they'll beef up the low lines, the cellos, the basses, with a synth, with sub bass for sure. So this synth is key. Just add some extra beef, and then we got the low sub bass too, which you might not even be able to hear if you're listening on a computer, but it adds like just another layer of depth. Then I also have some percussion. I have some rise and hits, native instrument stuff, as well as action strikes. Again, all comes in like complete ultimate. So it's just kind of like a looped percussion thing, like classic action music percussion. Right, and then actually a little later, then I have the Hans Zimmer percussion come in. Here, I'll show you. I'll play that whole part. I'll just play the percussion. So again, just kind of looped classic action music. We got the pace going. Again, this is like a battle sequence, right? So it's like a sword fight. Again, go check out MajorLink's animation. You can see what I mean. And we got Hans Zimmer percussion coming in here. Kind of adds an extra layer, So basically in this we start off with those drones. I have this Free Angels drone, as well as the Spitfire orchestral swarm, the winds, my buddy Reed on the solo violin part. And then when we get into the big part, we have the brass kind of swell in, as well as the double bass kind of holding a sustain note. Then we're into this huge battle part, which has choir layering on all of the violin 1, 2, and viola tracks as far as the melody line. They're the lead line. and then we have the brass kind of doing that call and response, kind of repeating the line the second time around, and so on and so forth. So, and then I have my buddy Reed layered on all the violin parts. Cellos are ripping that chord like those sixth intervals, really spread the triad there. And then we got our bass, sub bass, and that synth, and our percussion, our rise and hits. Those are always classic trailer music, this kind of stuff. Just adds like another layer of depth. So that is basically the track there. And again, if you guys want to check it out, you want to check out the track, it's called Acts of Courage. I'll put the link in the description. I'll also, again, put the link to MajorLink's video in the description. You can check that out. It's always awesome working on the Zelda stuff. It's really fun to rework the themes and kind of take the themes apart and rebuild them in kind of a unique way. So I'm sure I will be working on a lot more videos with MajorLink, and it's going to be really fun. I'm going to start doing a lot more tutorial videos on different themes from a lot of the MajorLink stuff, but also from some of my other projects that I've been working on, film and just outside in my Brock Hewitt Stories and Sound artist page stuff. So yeah, I'm going to start doing tutorial videos, just kind of give you guys an inside look on the studio and my process. And as I kind of embark on this journey, it'd be awesome to have you guys there to support. So really appreciate you guys for tuning in. And until next time, that's about it. So next time we'll do another video. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great day.